Hello, everybody. I hope you're doing well. Happy Sunday. Happy Easter Sunday for those who celebrate. Happy Ramadan for those who are doing Ramadan today as well. It's hard, to be honest, to be happy and joyful and feeling good. So I hope that you do, even with the little things, But yeah, the mass was really beautiful. They were talking about the resurrection, how he rises, and that's something that I was just meditating while I was at church, that this is the story that has been trying to be hidden for so long, because it really puts a bitter, nasty taste in her mouth about what happened, how Jesus was crucified and murdered innocently, and it was the fault of, the non-Jews, because I don't believe the real Jewish back then would have been okay with that. But then again, when they were not educated, and then they see this man who can do miracles, can bring people to life and cure people and do all these wonderful things, and then they're expecting this Messiah, this, whatever is happening right now with the whole cow sacrificing and weird ass shit. It's crazy. It's just history repeating itself, And now it's the Palestinians that they're trying to literally sacrifice, because they want to have this extreme ideology and toxic mentality of building a state, which is literally a state built of murdering, stealing, and massacring women, children, and men, and innocent people. Completely genocide, right? Ethnic cleansing. And trying to take away the actual indigenous of the land so that they can steal everything from them and then still act like a victim. Because to this point, and now we're still dealing with the same Zionist that Jesus had to deal. For real. The same ones. They're descendants. And now they can't stand it. The Christ consciousness, His energy, it's everywhere. Everybody who is pro-Palestinian, you have that Christ in you. You listening to the Holy Spirit. Because that's what He did today. Resurrect what He sacrificed and resurrected today, 3 days later. We are the seeds that they were trying to bury from Him, that they were trying to hide even, that they were trying to burn the story and lie about it. They didn't want, no, that's not true, He didn't resurrect it, blah, blah, blah. He did. We all know He did. Miracles happen every day, all the time, through us making a change. Today, I'm so sensitive, my God, today. But today there was this beautiful video. I'm going to try to see if I can find it and put it here.
This is a list of the progress that we're making as a community that supports Palestine, after another heartbreaking week in what has been a long line of heartbreaking weeks.
Spain, Ireland, Slovenia and Malta formally announced intention to recognize Palestine as an independent state.
Blow for Israel's propaganda that everyone who supports Palestinians is Hamas's YouGov poll demonstrates that people in the UK who are more sensitive to Palestinians neither support Hamas, support October 7th, nor do they want to expel all the Jews from Israel.
French-Israeli IOF soldier identified in a torture video and referred to the International Criminal Court, proving that they do not always get away with it.
Kids are all right. This week, students at the University of Bristol and the University of Manchester have occupied buildings within the university, demanding that their universities remove themselves from complicity in the genocide in Gaza. On top of that, students at the University of Nottingham have actually voted overwhelmingly to implement BDS in their student union.
University boycotts have escalated widely to university occupations this week. UCL and Nottingham were both occupied in protest at links with Israel. Meanwhile, Edinburgh University announced its intention to end investments with Israel and build links with Palestinian education sector.
World's largest sovereign fund in Norway is investigating whether the companies in which it holds shares fall into the permitted category due to the war in Gaza or not, which means further divestment from those companies.
The UN Special Rapporteur has agreed that Israel is committing genocide and is representing a full report to the UN's Human Rights Council next week. This makes Israel's genocide official and puts its apologists in a difficult position.
Israel is officially no longer considered a liberal democracy and has been downgraded by the VCOM index to an electoral democracy, in which elections are held but civil liberties and equality before the law are not safeguarded.
Hey, good morning. After London's Barbican Centre for Performing Arts refused to allow a talk on Palestine, protesters responded by staging a guerrilla festival of Palestinian art.
I cleared the rubble from Israeli airstrikes. I tilled the soil. I planted seeds. This is our home, our land, and everything will return more beautiful than it was before. Yahya Bashir from Gaza.
وحضلني على أرض صامدة لآخر نقطة دم في روحي لآخر نفس فيا لما يعني خلص هيك يبطل فيا نفس أنا خنق أموت بعديها بندفن حتى في أرضي بندفن تحت الزراعة في أرضي بدي أنا أزرع أنا.
Canada has voted to cease further arms shipments to Israel.
Elbit Systems, Israel's biggest weapon maker, has been forced to permanently shut down its factory in Tamworth, UK, thanks to the sustained activism of the group Palestine Action.
Labour has lost 2 councils in a basic show of apathy over the current terrible state of politics in the UK. Not to mention, Labour membership has dropped by 23,000 people over negative response to Palestine and green investment in the UK. Wait, you mean to tell me that actions have consequences? Who knew?
And talk about resilience. Palestinians respond by building tents out of empty cans.
Even hungry Palestinian children still look after their cats.
Dozens of prominent Jewish Americans, including Judith Butler, Tony Kushner, Elliot Gould, Deborah Eisenberg, Molly Crabapple, Eric Dochman, and more, have signed an open letter opposing AIPAC's interference in democratic policies in the U.S.
In a show of unequivocal condemnation, the International Court of Justice, at the behest of South Africa, has ordered Israel to allow aid to flow into Gaza unimpeded, in yet another blow for the reputation of Israel and its supporters internationally. We would all like to dedicate this video, not only to the people of Gaza, not only to the Palestinians in the West Bank, but also for the tremendous women who every single week provide us with the list that remind us that our fight is not in vain. But slowly, together, we are chipping our way through something that was as solid as a mountain, which was the indifference that the world had to the cause of the Palestinians. And millimeter by excruciating millimeter, we are having successes. As a lot of members of this amazing community of people, our heroines want to remain in silence, but we are not less thankful to them because of it.
This video give me so much hope, and then just the beautiful energy that we're not giving up, we're not giving hope, that we have this Christ in us, that He hasn't leave us, that He gave us a promise, and the promise is Palestinian will be free. The land back is coming back, and it's gonna be permanently ceasefire. It's going to happen. It's just, it feels that it's not, especially with these imperialist countries putting fear on us and doing all this thing. May all these weapons be malfunction. May they don't get there. Nobody talked about what happened in that shipment that crashed into the bridge. Like, what was inside it? Nobody talked about it, huh? He keeps saying it. There were weapons in there. There was stuff in there. That was going somewhere, to go somewhere, to Israel. But nobody's talking about it. It sucks that there were casualties, that immigrants were literally, there. But at the end of the day, that Baltimore Bridge, constructed and idolizing some fucked up asshole, it had to be destroyed. And whatever was inside that cargo, it didn't go. It didn't get to the destination, and that was God ordained. Just like a lot of things are gonna happen because it's divinely guided as well. Enemy, evil never wins. Love always wins. And we need to remember that. We are the love. He died for us because we are loved so much, and the enemy hates that. Never forget that. We are loved so much that we need to start loving ourselves too, so that we are able to help others see that as well. See that they have the light also inside them, that they can also take charge of their own life sovereignty and also help others at the same time. That this doesn't have to be me. That it's about others. It's always been about others. That's the point. That's why he showed you guys through his sacrifice that it's about others. It's about empathy, compassion, forgiveness. With boundaries, of course. But, yeah. Free Palestine.